Okay, I'm back with part 2 of Adding Documents video tutorial. If you haven't seen part 1, please go into the online help and click on Adding Documents Part 1 video tutorial. So far, we've just added some categories, subcategories, and items, and then added a couple of documents to these items. Let's add some information into these documents. Let's start with adding a new document into a new category. Let's go ahead and click File, Add Documents, give it a new category. Okay, as you can see here, I'm pulling out 2012 from the receipt here. Pulling out the subject category of Rand Hill as the company name, and the description of the item name is what the receipt is for. The date document added would be today's date. Transaction date is the date that the file was created. Now I made a copy of this, so that's why it's got today's date. Otherwise, it's probably scanned in a few years ago. Transaction amount, dollar amount of the receipt, let's say $50. You can press Enter to tab to the next field. Each one of these columns or fields have a tooltip with them to give you a little more information of what you'd like here, or what would be required. Vendor name, again, Rand Hill. Phone number. Phone numbers can be formatted if you type in either the 7 or 10-digit number. You don't need to put the 1 in front of it. If you do type something in wrong, let's say you do type in 800, you get a warning telling you this is how it should be formatted. You can also type in letters and it'll convert it to numbers. For instance, 800 Comp USA. That's the correct number for Comp USA. You can put the address in here. These are all optional. 30 Main Street, City of Dexter. ME for Maine, and when you hit Enter, it automatically capitalizes it. Zip code 049301375. And item description. In item description, you have an option of putting up to 250 characters in here to describe your item. That allows the search engine to look for things a little easier. Although all fields are used for searching. So you can look for $50. You can look for Rand Hill. You can look for that phone number. You can look for that street address. Okay, now that we have all our information in here, let's go ahead and upload this document. Now notice that I have the same category, subcategory, and item name in here, but all my other items are grayed out. Well, the reason for that is you can only enter in this information for the initial item. If I wish to change any of this information, I have to change it on the other screen. So we're going to go ahead and just upload this item. And now we can close this window. And you can look here under 2012 Rand Hill receipt for rug. I can make any changes here now. For instance, if I want a period at the end of street, I can do that. Now once I make a change to any of these items here, notice that the Modify Document Details button becomes enabled. So let's go ahead and click that. Now my change has been made back into the database. And again, because we entered two items or two documents under this item description, we have two documents here. And I can scroll through them. Now this is a text file. So again, if I double click on that, you'll see I get my text file and I can make changes here. If I would like to, let's just add an enter key here. I'm going to go File, Save. Notice I get prompted right away from the application that I've made changes to this file, and it asks if I want to save them. If I click yes, the change is made. Now some applications, like Word in general, let me minimize this here, keep a temporary file of the file that you're editing open. And that can't be saved because the file's locked. But my application will let you know that. If, for instance, this was opened in Word, you would get a message saying that it can't save the file until you close Word. So once you made the changes and you close Word, then you can save that file. And I could go in here and rename this if I want to. Let's get rug spelled correctly. There we go. Okay, back on the main document viewer window, let's go through some of the other options. Let's set up email. And we're going to use Outlook. Now we can send this document right from the database to an email. So let's go File, Send as Email. You can see here it comes up, and give it a subject. And the email sent. Now that's one option if you have Outlook. If you don't have Outlook, this has a built-in mail server. Let's go back into settings, change email settings, not to use Outlook. And you can put in an Exchange server here, a Gmail server. You'll need to know the port. Normally Gmail is smtp.gmail.com. You put in your username, password for Gmail, your full name, and then you can do a test message if you want, and then you can click Apply. Like I said, you can edit these in here. You can right-click on the image, edit image externally. It'll bring it up in whatever application is associated with JPEG. I can make any changes I want here and then save it back. I can also edit right in here by doing something like select, cropping it, get rid of some white space. I can print the document from here. I can select the printer. Set up the printer. Preview the printer. There's my document. Notice how it fills the full page? Well, that's going to be huge. So what we can do is scale the document down, let's say 40%. Now let's preview it. And as you can see, that looks more like a receipt would be printed on a printer here. You can print out images from this screen. Anything like a PDF has its own internal drivers. You can print and save right from the PDF. This is a fully functional PDF. You need to have Adobe Reader installed for this to function, and that's checked at installation time. And again, like I said here, you can change these items as necessary, and that will wrap it up for part 2. Thank you very much.